If you've seen parts 1 through 3 of our excellent Camino adventure, you'll know we've had a few challenging stretches along the way. Our journey so far has taken us from St. Jean Pied de Port all the way west to León. We didn't really expect this week to be all that different, but looking back, well, this is where things started to come together. We pick things up in León and make our way all the way to O Cebreiro. We're Jay and Sabina, Beans, and this is part 4 of our Camino adventure. So we didn't take this yesterday, but this is the room we have in León. It's kind of a mess, but we're staying here 2 nights, getting our first rest day in, so that's kind of nice.
Are you talking to me?
Nope, I'm talking to this.
Oh, hi.
So, decided to get our little video of this lovely room, which is the first one we're staying in for 2 nights. This ended up being our first and only 0 day on the Camino, and we took full advantage of it. Basically just eating and resting. Turns out, those 2 things are pretty awesome. Free tinto to go with your tintos.
Our break day in León, where we did absolutely nothing. We kind of didn't plan this, did it by mistake. On my booking of the next albergue in the next town, I did it for a day later, so we stayed here. It turned out to be probably the best decision you think that we've made so far.
Oh my gosh, the Camino provides.
Yeah.
It was a Camino mistake meant to happen.
Yeah, so we actually stayed in bed till almost noon, went out, had lunch, went back to bed for a while, got some journaling and stuff done. Our bodies really needed it. Now we're just enjoying a couple glasses of wine and some food, and we're going to go right back to bed and be back at it tomorrow.
Yes, it's been fun to put the tapas at some of the places. This is garlic soup. Sorry, the bread. We just had the garbanzo beans, and this place is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
Yeah.
So we're starting day 23. This is one of the Parador hotels. Nice walk. We're ready to roll.
This is the unattractive side of the Camino. We are 2 hours, I guess, more or less outside of León. And we are taking the north route, which takes us alongside the road because that's the route our accommodations are on.
Next time, and there will be a next time, we'll go with the more scenic southern route.
We're on our way to Galicia, which is beautiful. And yes, the weather is gorgeous.
So we've been looking for this one for a while. It's the first marker we're seeing that's got less than 300K to go. So we've got about 500K down and looking like 294 to Santiago. Excited?
Yes.
Okay, this is not Sabina's favorite room. I think it might be mine, simply because it's huge. We've got all this space. Like, it's handicap accessible, so they have to have room for the wheelchair. So you come in and you got this huge bathroom, huge walk-in shower. These things just don't happen in Spain, or at least not on the Camino. But we got it tonight, so we're very happy. Tomorrow night, it's back to the albergues. This is a fun way to start day. What day are we on? 24. I think my shoes are shot. Got the, I don't know, you can see it down in there with the light, but the heels are gone through, but I'm getting heel pain in the bottom of my Achilles, and Sabina's giving me her little heel cups. We're gonna try that today because it's a Sunday, all the stores are closed, and we're gonna hope to get by, and then probably gonna be replacing these shoes soon. I know they're showing the worst of wear after the first 500 kilometers of this, and I probably wore them for like 50 or 100 before we left, but I'm hoping that it's just the shoes that are breaking down and not my foot, so we'll see how it goes.
We just left Villa Dagos, and it was about 8 a.m. when we left, and we are all alone out here.
Not a single pilgrim.
Heading to Astorga. It's going to be a pretty boring day of walking again, we think. It's kind of, even though we're technically, I believe, out of the Meseta, they also say that this is, it's not until the end, until you get to Astorga, because the terrain is still very similar, and then we should start getting good views again tomorrow. How are you feeling there, Sabina?
I feel pretty good. Little aches and pains here or there, but nothing that's gonna stop us.
Yeah, and I'm hoping it's just my shoes that are breaking down, but I'm having some, it feels like almost like tendonitis just right at the bottom part of my Achilles, right by my heel. And I think it's just, I just probably need new shoes. So Sabina let me borrow her heel pads, and hopefully we'll see if that makes a difference. And if it does, I'll be more convinced that it's the shoes that are the problem. And then we just have to find a place that's open. It's a Sunday today and a holiday tomorrow. So we'll have a couple more days of suffering.
Standard Camino stop here with a few extra guests.
Out here chasing chickens.
Fun little stop here for our second breakfast and coffee. Good stop.
So we are just got done with that little chicken bar, and we're leaving Hospital de Orbio, and we're heading down to the Puente de Orbio.
This is the Puente de Orbigo, a medieval bridge dating back hundreds of years, and apparently the site of a pretty famous jousting tournament back in the 1400s.
Well, even the locals are telling us not to take the road. Sad face or happy face. We're gonna take the happy face way.
Found a nice little break spot to get our feet up. Finally got some good views off the road. Just came up over a hill through the countryside, and definitely have the mountains out looming in the background here today. I don't think we get to them tomorrow. I think it's still another 2 or 3 days out, but they're coming. Pit stop, 6K from Estorfa. All the goods you would need. Hey, what's up? Feels like we're getting closer to Astorga. Should be just about 15 minutes away from our albergue here, heading into Astorga. So. This is our room at the Franciscan albergue.
Being a donativo, the idea is that you pay what you can, but it's not really meant to be free. Most people follow the suggested amount, and we were more than happy to do the same. It's a pretty cool system, as long as everyone does their part.
This is a bargain for, $25 for both of us, really.
Pretty nice.
So,
Yes,
can't beat that.
I'll take it.
After getting checked in, we spent a little time walking around town. Astorga is actually a really nice place.
Our typical breakfast. What are we on, day 24 here? And what's that? Is it really 25? You're right. Yeah, day 25. Typical breakfast here. We're on the way out of Astorga, and it was $9.20 today, so a little bit more expensive than normal, but you know, looks like a pretty good sized piece of tortilla. So we are day 25. Actually been walking for about an hour today. We got a little bit earlier start than normal because we got a fairly long day ahead of us. I think yesterday I was saying I thought we were a day or so from the hills. Turns out that's today, so we're gonna have some harder walking for a change from the Meseta, and the book calls for 19K, but then 32 tomorrow. So we're gonna try to go a little further today if we can. Go 25 and then 26 tomorrow. So a lot of it's all uphill once we get to the hills. So we'll have to see how that goes. Officially back up in the hills. Coming back into San Catalina de Somoza. Pretty cool little sculpture area. It's good to be out of the Meseta.
These guys are real artists, and they take their time with it. Kind of a cool keepsake for the credential.
I like your van.
It's fantastic. Thank you.
You got this?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Thank you.
It's beautiful.
That's awesome. It's nice to be back in the hills.
First time in a while we've seen livestock out here. After a couple days with the heel supports, it was actually starting to feel a bit better, which was a pretty good sign it wasn't really my foot, it was likely the shoes. Probably should have figured that out a bit sooner. But on the Camino, something's always hurting, so you kind of just assume it's you.
You liking this section or not?
I love this section. I love the big ferns. They're beautiful.
So we're heading into Fonspadon. So we did make it the extra village today, which is great. Makes tomorrow a shorter day. And we've pretty much crested the hill. So all in all, I would call today a pretty good success.
We had a delicious pilgrim's dinner, and for dessert, the options were apple compote or alcohol. I assumed it would be apple cake or pie.
I picked apple compote and got applesauce. She went with alcohol. I think she won. We got the kids' dessert.
So this is the start of day 26. We are getting a little bit of an early start again, right around 7:30. We're heading up the hill to Cruz de Ferro, which is the highest point. And it's gonna be pretty cool trip doing this, hopefully getting up there when the sun rises.
Up ahead is Cruz de Ferro, a simple iron cross that's become one of the most symbolic stops on the Camino. For centuries, pilgrims have brought a stone with them and leave it here as part of the journey.
So this is arriving up at Cruz de Ferro. This is a spot where people symbolically leave a rock that you've carried all along the way. Oftentimes a symbol of a burden that you're shedding, but walking the Camino for others, kind of like me, I don't really feel like I got anything to shed other than gratitude. So I'm gonna leave a little rock of gratitude for having great family, friends, and that lady over there. Life is good, so we're just gonna enjoy our time up here on the Cruz de Ferro. Yeah, this is awesome. cool looking spot. We think we're gonna skip it and get it on the next try. There's gonna be 4 or 5 different cities we walk through today, I guess. Pretty sure based on the size of that city that's got to be Ponferrada. That's where we're heading to today. So it's pretty good walk still.
Hi.
Not too bad of a day.
No, it's quite lovely. This is my favorite part so far.
Good time to be recording.
And from here, it's pretty much all downhill. One of the longer descents on the Camino, and you definitely feel it by the end.
All downhill. There goes Jay.
So we've made it to marker 219.3, 220, 221, whatever it takes. So this is the town of Molinesca. It's I think the last town we'll walk through before we get to Ponferrada today. We still can't wait to get there because our shoes are shot and we are going to go shoe shopping today. It's pretty exciting. Very cool little town. Came from up the mountain there. Down into Molinesca. It's 12:30. Church bells are ringing. Yeah, this would be a good town to stay in. Although I don't know that they sell shoes here.
Once in Ponferrada, we were on a mission to find new shoes. Since we'd started, we hadn't used any kind of transportation, so instead of grabbing a cab, we walked an extra couple miles to the store. Got to keep the streak alive. But by the time we made it to the impressive Templar Castle, we were too tired to tour it. It looked good from the bar across the street, though. We saw Sarah across the street and invited her to join us with some other friends for dinner.
We're going to meet Dorothy and Anil. Okay. It's 2 minutes from here for dinner.
Cheers, everyone. Day 27. We are leaving Ponferrada. We are heading to
Villa Franca.
Nice. We should have a fairly flat day today. And then tomorrow we have a big ascent to O Cebreiro. Will be our last big ascent of the trip. And the following day will be our last major descent of the day. So
Hopefully it'll be a decent day.
a decent day for a descent.
Yeah.
There you go. There's a mom joke for you. Mostly flat and good views today, but these mountains in the background are looming. Because one of them we're going to be walking over tomorrow. We always look, it's probably the highest one. That's the way the Camino seems to operate. Nice scenery here.
This stretch takes you through the Bierzo wine region, known for a lot of its red wines, and it makes for some really lovely scenery.
We have made it under the 200 mark. So we are about 75% of the way down at this point. Pilgrims have been coming through here since the ancient Egyptian times. It's an 18th to 19th century wine press. Which is actually pretty impressive. We're doing another little picnic lunch here. seems to be a staple. The avocado and tomato is really good. This time we got cheese, olive oil, and what else? That's it. Just fresh bread.
Yeah, yummy.
I think we're about up the biggest hill of the day. It's not too bad, but the view's great. Checking into our albergue here soon. I don't think it's this castle. So this is the end of an era. I finally broke down and bought new shoes. These suckers are, you can tell inside and out, they've been destroyed. Like the backs of them are all ripped out. But more importantly, the support for them has just deteriorated to the point that I was for 4 or 5 days getting progressively worse heel pain, and finally realized that it wasn't due to the walking so much as it was to the fact that my shoes were just broken down. So I bought a new pair of Salomons. They're over here. Wore them for the first day today. Working out great. They're actually the exact same kind I have at home, so now I'll have 2 pair. But these, they are going into the trash. They're not going to make it home, and I'm not carrying them up the big hill tomorrow. So long to the ultras.
The highlight of this night was having dinner with Ollie and Yalin.
This is course 1. I think that's a full meal. That's a full meal. That's a full meal. We're eating good now.
Where were?
Good morning. We are headed to O Cebreiro.
Yeah.
And it's a big day for us. It's a big climb. And it's a little chilly, but we're going to go look for breakfast
And go with it.
go with it on
Got
day
out of
28.
Day 28, and we got out at 7:37.
Yep.
Rock on. Yeah, damn. We're heading down. Try to be quiet. We don't want to wake anybody up. Good start to the day here. Beautiful views already. And we're just getting started on the hill. A couple more up here. How you doing? Living a dream. Hoping to find food down here. Or we're in big trouble trying to go up the big hill later. Just random horses coming on by the Camino. What's up, chicken butt?
It's a slow, steady climb into Las Heridas. And then it gets real. A lot of people compare this one to the Pyrenees. Just a different kind of climb. Kind of one of those days where you just keep your head down and keep moving.
7 or 8K more up this hill. Way over there somewhere.
Getting a break on the road up to O Cebreiro. It took us off-road and down to a really nice wooded section in the shade and get to be cooled off for a bit. Nobody breathing hard here. Just the wind. good views getting up here toward the top by O Cebreiro. Almost. I think we can. I think we can. So finally, after a couple weeks of walking in Castillo y León, we are going to enter Galicia.
Heading into O Cebreiro, it felt like we'd really turned a corner. Physically, mentally, it just felt like things were clicking. We were feeling good heading into that final week. And as always, the Camino had other ideas.